17th. Here we are at the start of our trek along the Ridgeway, Ivinghoe Beacon. You can just see behind us. This is my co-walker Lenny. Look at that view. Look at that view. Amazing forecast for the next week. So we're about 6 miles into the walk so far. Just walked through Tring Park, I think it's called. Really nice place. Lots of trees, real wooded area. So yeah, about 6 miles in. Just stopped for a little bite to eat now. Lovely little bench built into the tree, and look at that view. Not too shabby, is it? Stop and have a little sandwich. Got anything to say, Uncle Lenny?
No, not really.
All right. Over and out. Day one nearly finished. I think we've done about 13.5 miles now. I think reflection on the day, it's been quite a hard day, a lot of up and down, but the scenery has been very different. A lot of forest walking, a little bit of roads, a lot of tracks, some sunny scenery, but certainly very different. Look at that view, it's fabulous, isn't it? But the big scar on the view is the HS2 project. Over time, over budget, and just over the top of this hill is the Prime Minister's country residence, which we'll see in a minute. I was in now just over 14 miles. Got a monument here for the war in South Africa. The views up here are absolutely unbelievable. This has got to be one of the highest parts of the walk. But again, you can see the HS2 project, which is cutting right through the landscape all the way along. Over there is Chequers, country residence to all the Prime Ministers over the years. Lovely view. Almost coming to the end of day one now. Right, end of day one, coming to the plough at Cadston. 17.5 miles, 17.5 miles and about 37,000 steps. There's been a lot of up and downs. Scenery has been absolutely fantastic. The weather has been fantastic, but I must admit, it has been quite tiring today. Anyhow, off for a couple of pints and some food, and hopefully a nice cushy bed. See you all tomorrow. So, day 2 of our Ridgeway walk. So, just spent the night at the plough, Cadston, and we've got 12 to 13 miles ahead of us today. And we're off to Watlington, I think the town is. So looking forward to a decent day. Forecast is really good, about 22 degrees today. Not a cloud in the sky at the moment. Let's see how we get on. Halfway through day 2, about 7 miles. Coming up to Chinner, I think. So sort of mixed terrain today, been through a bit of forest, on the roads for a little bit. But again, really nice day, lovely walk, and again, look at the views, fabulous views, all the way along, it's like that. Right, just stopping for a bit of a sandwich now, like to eat, and then we're going to be cracking on to our final destination. So, we're about 27 miles into our walk in total. And we're about 3 miles from our destination today. Another hot day today. You can certainly feel the heat this afternoon. This is how I imagined the Ridgeway, sort of a wider track, whereas a lot of the paths yesterday and this morning were sort of like very much single track and quite narrow. But like I said, this is how I imagined the Ridgeway to be. So we've completed day 2, 32 miles in total I think we've done so far. So we're about half a mile off the Ridgeway. We've come to Watlington to stay at the Fat Fox. All looks good. Looking forward to a bit of dinner tonight. Anyway, catch you tomorrow. Day 3 of our Ridgeway walk. So we've just left Watlington. Had a really nice day at the Fat Fox, and we're off to Compton today. It's about 14-15 miles. The weather is certainly different today. Overcast, a little bit of a breeze, so should be a little bit more conducive to comfortable walking. Anyway, looking forward to today's section. Should be a bit of a varied day, and right, let's see how it goes and we'll catch up later. So we're about 4 miles into day 4 and we've just come across this church, St Botolph's Church, right in the middle of nowhere, and it's actually on the route. But if you come inside, tea and coffee, flapjacks, biscuits, all set there for walkers. So about halfway through day 3 now, and we've just come across another church. This is Nuffield Church. And again, they are offering free tea and coffee for walkers. That's a good job. I brought Lenny along to make the tea and coffee. He's doing a good job. Biscuits. What have we got in the fridge? Oh, cakes, orange juice, biscuits. Couple of miles to go at the end of day 3. We've reached Goring. So the Ridgeway takes you along the Thames path for about, I'd say about 4 or 5 miles, but it's a very pleasant part of the walk. It's a fantastic area, some lovely houses, some lovely properties, and it's just a really nice place. Again, very nice. Lost my partner in crime. Where is he? There he is. Sat down having a coffee. Slacking. Come on, mate, it's time to go.
Working out routes.
Time to go.
Working out routes.
Finish your coffee, time to go. So 19 miles done today, 2 or 3 miles to go until the end of the day. And as we can see by the signpost there, so we've done 44 miles from Ivinghoe Beacon, 41 miles to go to Overton Hill, so we're past halfway. Looks like we've got a bit of uphill to go before we finish our day. So just coming to the end of day 3, we ended up doing just about 23 miles. We've come a little bit off the track to the village of Compton for our accommodation tonight. So again, expect we'll have a beer or 2 tonight, a nice steak dinner, and then we'll be raring to go for tomorrow, which is about another 23 miles. See you all tomorrow. So start of day 4. We actually stayed in Compton last night, which is about 1.5 miles down that way. We've just walked back to get back on track for the Ridgeway, and we got about 23 miles ahead of us today to Hinton Parva. Day 4 of 5 days. Quite a hard day yesterday, and I think today is going to be similar. Sun's just coming out, so anyway, catch up later. So we've just reached our first milestone, which is 5 miles for the day. Ridgeway at this stage is very much sort of wide, quite a wide track, rutted in areas, but it's good for walking. Lovely sunny day. About another 17 miles to go, I think. So just about halfway through today, day 4, done about 12 miles so far. I'd say the Ridgeway is very much how we expected it to be around here, very sort of chalky. This looks a bit grassy, but the views, again, the views are absolutely stunning from up here, and we're so blessed with the weather. 21 degrees, sun's out, not too hot. It's a bit of a trek, but it's quite enjoyable, especially when you get views like that. There's the road up ahead, and that's what it seems to be like mostly today. You get to the top of one peak and then you see the path ahead for the next part of the trek. So we got Oxfordshire on the right hand side, stunning views again, heading towards Uffington, the White Horse, Wayland Smithy, around that way. Real sort of good consistent path, a very enjoyable day so far. One of the landmarks on the way. This is White Horse Hill, Uffington Castle. So I think just the other side of that obelisk is the White Horse itself. And again, the views up here, pretty much 360 degree views all the way around. Not a cloud in the sky. So I think we've got about another 6 miles to go, I think, for our destination tonight, which is Hinton Parva. Just coming to the end of our day, 20 miles so far. We've just come off the Ridgeway, coming into a little village called Hinton Parva, where our accommodation is tonight. I must say it's been a particularly difficult day today in the heat. We've been walking all day long since 8:15. So looking to put my feet up tonight. We're both looking forward to put our feet up tonight. And see you tomorrow. Start of day 5. So just come onto the track near Hinton Parva. Weather's a lot better today. Sort of quite overcast, so a lot more conducive to walking. We've got about 15 miles to go today to our final destination, so catch up a little bit later. So we're about 10 miles in on the last day, probably about another 7 to go. So that's the Ridgeway path as it comes down. We've just stopped for a little break, but the Marlborough Downs, oh, beautiful, there's no doubt about it. Panoramic views, quite spectacular. So I think we're just about 1.5 miles from Barbary Castle, so we'll probably stop there for our next lunch break. 6 miles to go now, and we've reached Barbary Castle. You can see Swindon in the background. That's their hometown. That's where we just come from, and then looking over Barbary Castle and the clump of trees, that's where the track continues. Again, lovely views from up here. The Marlborough Downs certainly are very spectacular, but we're coming to the end game now. I think it's about another 6 or 7 miles to do. Next place in the distance is Hackpen Hill. So we've just reached the junction leads down to Avebury. Obviously we'll be carrying on through to Overton Hill. Probably about 30 minutes to go, 35 minutes, and then we'll be done. So this is it for us, the end of an epic journey, 86.7 miles along the Ridgeway, although I think for us it was more like 94, 95 with our accommodation stops that we did, but a thoroughly enjoyable journey. 17.5 miles today from Hinton Harbour to our end point, which is here, Overton Hill. And there it is, folks, the final signpost. As we can see, Ivinghoe Beacon, 86.5 miles. That's it, that's the last signpost on the Ridgeway.